we have a sewing needed. We're going to have these, and if you don't have one of these, you'll just use the pen. So now, we'll need fabric, these kind of scissors, we'll need these, and an iron.
You are going to need a piece that is 4 inches by 32 inches long. So assuming you don't have a bow business in your basement, you're going to want to share your fabric with a friend if you buy a whole yard, or you're going to make sure that when you buy it, you buy a fabric that has a print in the direction that makes sense for how you're going to cut it. I'll show you what I mean. Keep in mind when you're buying your fabric how the direction of the pattern goes. If you are going to want the stripes to be going this vertical way, you're going to have to buy an entire yard. If you are okay with the stripes being horizontal, then you could get away with just buying 4 inches and cutting your strip that way. This is what an entire yard of fabric looks like when you purchase it. Keep in mind that it is actually folded, so this is 2 layers of it. This is the same piece I just showed you opened up. When I cut my fabric, I leave it folded in half. This mustard stripe fabric is like one of the only pieces of fabric that I had the full yard to show you what I was talking about. So now I'm going to show you which type of fabric. So this mustard stripe is actually a terrible choice. As long as you get 100% cotton, go with whatever you want. So this is 4 inches this way by 32. Now keep in mind, again, like I said, I keep it folded when I cut it. So when I open it, it is this long. Then you're going to lay it out flat, and you're going to fold it in half with the right sides together. So looking at it, it's going to look ugly. I've got my long strip folded in half the hot dog way with the right sides together. Now I'm going to use my iron, but when I'm ironing this, I do not want there to be a crease right here. Basically all I'm doing is doing a quick iron so that it stays folded in half without moving around while I sew it. My fabric at an angle slightly. Yep. Fabric's at an angle. Put down the foot. And then I'm going to sew. I'm going to go backwards all the way to the edge and then back over it. And I'm going to keep sewing until I get to right about the edge. Let's zoom in. This is where I stopped. I'm going to leave the needle in the fabric, but I lift up the foot. Then I put the foot down. I know I'm in the right spot if the fabric lines up with the edge of the foot exactly. So now I'm going to keep sewing just a straight line, making sure that the edge of the fabric stays in line with the presser foot. See, here's my long strip leading into the sewing machine. When I get about halfway, I'm going to stop. When I get to the middle, I'm going to go backwards, back forwards, then stop. I have lifted up my foot and I'm going to make sure the needle's completely out of the fabric. Then I'll pull this about an inch, which is leaving an inch that is not sewn. Put the foot back down, go again, do a little back stitch, keep going. I'm about to the edge. I'm going to make sure I stop with about an inch left from the edge. Okay, now I need to make sure my needle is in the fabric. I'll lift up the presser foot. I'm going to turn this at an angle. Now I'm sewing this 45-degree angle all the way to the edge. Back stitch again. So done. When you're trimming the edges, you are going to cut a straight line up and down that kind of parallels this. See? Then you are just going to kind of follow this and trim off, and it should be kind of like a triangle. So here's how the edge looks trimmed. Then I stopped trimming. It doesn't matter for the whole length. There's my hole that I cut, snipped. Here's the other side. We're ready to turn it right side out. We are going to assume that you do not have one of these turnout tools. If you do, fantastic. You're gonna find the space that is not sewn. Just with your fingers, open it up. And then you're going to like reach in one of the sides and kind of pinch the fabric that's in it and pull it out. And keep then using the eraser side of your pencil, you can continue to feed it through until you get to the end. With this other side, you want to make sure that it's like not too sharp to where your pencil is going to mark on it or poke a hole, but so like a dull pencil, but found the spot. Okay, so with that part, you're going to go to the very edges and poke it out so they're nice and sharp on the edges of both